which Alex Aguathil edged against Etorito by 3-2. So Alex Aguathil is already into the final, and this is for the opportunity to face him. That game is going to come up pretty hot on the heels of this one, and then later on for you we have the semi-finals and the final of the co-op tournament as well. So lots of riveting PES action to come for you live from Milan throughout the day, and as you can see, the two sets of players are in the tunnel ready to rumble in this second semi-final between Lensoi and Neo Terrible Tank.
And of course, Lensoi, as you saw there, is sporting some headphones, bopping away to some music, I'm sure, to keep himself relaxed in this semi-final, which is crucial here in Milan.
And Lensoi, as you might be able to tell, are in the all-blue kit, with Neo Terrible Tank operating in the red Arsenal strip.
A lovely turn there from Milan by the looks of things, but good clearance in the end. And up towards Aubameyang in the home strip, red and white.
Here's Aubameyang then for Neo Terrible Tank's Arsenal. Gets the 1-2, makes up a good bit of ground. Mkhitaryan was trying to play it wide, but couldn't find a fellow red shirt. So Lensoi's Arsenal in possession with Lacazette. Over the top for Aubameyang's chase. He didn't quite read it, though, and that's guided back to Petr Cech.
10 minutes gone here, no chances of note. A cagey affair between the two Frenchmen.
Picked up by Mkhitaryan for Lensoi, and he'll get the return pass as well. A couple of players were offside there, so just had to check their run, and that made it easy for Neo Terrible Tank's backline to just get back, but they've gifted away possession. El Neni has it for Lensoi into Bellerin now, who gives it back to Mohamed El Neni. El Neni with a good bit of skill. He's got options either side, gets it back. El Neni, shooting chance here perhaps, went for the pass, and Kolasinac was able to clear.
What's interesting is, again, Neo Terrible Tank is utilising this sort of standoff policy, and now he's got the chance to hit him on the counter-attack, and what a goal from Neo Terrible Tank. In the blink of an eye, he takes the lead.
So coolly done. He expected him to shoot there, but he knew he had the man over and was confident enough to take the chance to play the square ball instead, and the more experienced of the pair strikes first.
Yeah, what I was alluding to say before he went and scored was, in the quarterfinals he obviously went behind and was second fiddle for 30 minutes, 40 minutes even, and then was able to turn the game, and it looked like he might try a similar tactic just to sit off, but he's now managed to hit him on the counter after just 15 minutes and leads here. Okay,
so Lensoi has to come from behind in this one after an expertly taken goal from Neo Terrible Tank's Arsenal there. With Bellerin looking for the run of Lacazette. 1-1. Well, from out of nowhere, a leveller.
Well, that's what it takes to get through to a final. You need guts, you need determination, but you need quality in front of goal, and you need to be clinical. And that's exactly what he did. He had one chance, one shot, one goal, 1-1.
Very calmly taken, had barely had a sniff, but a cool finish there. And again, as we've seen a few times today, the team that have scored have conceded almost immediately after they found the net in the opposition's end, and that'll be disappointing for Neo Terrible Tank.
A little dummy shot there from Aubameyang, really sort of put Koscielny on the back foot, and then he was able to slide it through, and the finish was an easy one in the end for Lacazette. And 1-1 between the two Frenchmen. Game on.
Well, we saw a very tight semi-final in the first of the final 4 games between Alex Aguathil and Etorito, and nip and tuck in this one as well as we head towards the midway point in the first half. Here is El Neni for Bellerin, and nearly managed to make it work, but picked up by Mkhitaryan now for Neo Terrible Tank's side. There you can see the Frenchman, who's made the better of the starts, but now needs to weather a bit of a storm being built up by Lensoi.
Just a close-up there of Neo Terrible Tank's thumbs hard at work on the controller there as he looks to get back in front after conceding the equalising goal.
And it's going to be a corner for him to take, defend rather here. That's while just changing takers, so it's going to be Hector Bellerin who will deliver this one. 25 minutes gone, and it has been a very tight affair so far. Game yet to really get going. It's been a bit bitty. Here's Mkhitaryan, nicely worked. Oh,
that
not
would have been
far
some
away.
goal, wouldn't it? Some goal. That would have been one touch pop after a little flick there on the edge of the area. And the shot, similar to a lot of Indominator's shots earlier on, and that same sort of chance, just trying to whip it in that top corner, just the wrong side of the post from El Neni.
Good opportunity, and after a strong start from Neo Terrible Tank's side, they've ceded possession and territory, and somewhat on the back foot at the moment. Lensoi enjoying a decent spell here as we head towards the 30-minute mark in the game. Iwobi with a nice bit of skill, early delivery as well. Nodded away, picked up by Mavropanos and given away. And another chance for Lensoi, this time just over the top.
He's really turning the screw in this one, trying to get that goal to put him in front and put all the pressure on the favourite Neo Terrible Tank. And at this moment in time, you certainly wouldn't say that Lensoi looks like the man who has less pedigree in this competition.
No, he's rallied well after conceding the first goal. Has some defending to do here, though. Mkhitaryan gets away for Neo Terrible Tank's Arsenal. Well cut out by Iwobi, who was defending diligently towards the figure of Lacazette. Doesn't quite reach him, though. Bellerin is there for Neo Terrible Tank's Arsenal, and he'll get the return pass here. Mkhitaryan helps it on. El Neni was waiting for it. Doesn't come to him. Picked up now by Mohamed El Neni. Aubameyang has sent it through for Maitland-Niles, who is waiting for a crossing opportunity, and flicked goalwards by Ozil, but couldn't find a fellow red shirt. Might get another bite of the cherry here, though. Mkhitaryan for Aubameyang, who almost managed to finish off a crisp 1-2.
Yeah, really good response from Neo Terrible Tank after conceding, like you mentioned, a lot of ground in the last 15 to 20 minutes, but he was back on the front foot there and nearly got himself back in front. A crucial 5 minutes, you feel, if one of them could snatch a goal just before half-time, similar to Alex Alguacil in his game, it could really put them on the front foot in the second half, as Aubameyang almost burst past Koscielny, but good defending from the Frenchman in the end.
Yeah, well, it is on a knife edge, this game. As I say, it's not been as expansive as the first semi-final. It's been tense, it's been tight, it's been a lot more of a tactical, niggly battle. But it is set to be all square at the interval, just as tightly contested as that first semi-final. Picked up here by El Neni, and forwards it goes towards Aubameyang, who's up against Koscielny. Chance for the header from Mkhitaryan, and it's 2-1 to Neo Terrible Tank on the stroke of half-time.
And we mentioned how crucial a goal could be right on the cusp of half-time, and it's exactly what has happened. And it's brilliant, brilliant football from Neo Terrible Tank. He got so much space on the left-hand side. The question is, where was the marking at the far? They allowed the centre-forward far too much room, and he just was able to plant the header. I think it was Mkhitaryan in the end. Look at how much space he's got inside the 6-yard box just to plonk that header into the back of the open net with the goalkeeper in no man's land.
Well, he had to weather a bit of a storm from his opponent, but he has struck right on the stroke of half-time, and his side have their noses in front once again. And that is set to be the difference at the break. In fact, it was virtually the last kick of the first half, and Neo Terrible Tank has the lead. Yeah,
big half-time team talk now needed for the Frenchman in Lensoi, whereas obviously Terrible Tank will be fairly happy with his first 45 minutes, especially after conceding the equalising goal to still be in front.
Here's Mkhitaryan for Lensoi's side, who did rally well after falling behind in the first half, and are looking for a leveller right at the start of the second, and Aubameyang's only denied by a very smart stop from Czech.
Brilliant save from the Czech international. Hector Bellerin plays the ball down the line, and the cross looked for all the world to see that Aubameyang was just going to turn that home with his instep, but a strong save from Petr Cech, and a corner to be taken down on this near touchline to Bellerin.
Lensoi in possession, but given away, and Bayern's just run that one out. So the throw will be taken by Maitland-Niles for Lensoi, and Maitland-Niles again involved. Here's Mkhitaryan. Good spell of possession this, and can Mkhitaryan produce a decent cross? He goes backwards to Maitland-Niles, who loses out. Neo Terrible Tank has a chance to come forwards on the counter now. Willock is on the run and has released Lacazette. Aubameyang in support. Here is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and now Maitland-Niles.
Lovely turn.
Spins away neatly from Bellerin. Maitland-Niles still going. Just tried to do a bit too much though.
Yeah, he wished he could have found a teammate there, because it was a good opportunity breaking forwards, and now they've conceded the counter-attacking opportunity to Lensoi, and he's down on this near touchline with Aubameyang. 55 minutes gone, crossed in towards the near post, and Lacazette just couldn't pull the trigger and cleared away. So
10 minutes played in the second half, and still very, very tight, still very, very tense. Mkhitaryan and El Neni now for Lensoi, just trying to find a way through this wall of red that Neo Terrible Tank has constructed in front of his side's goal. Mkhitaryan into Aubameyang. That's a nice turn from him, and he's on the run here. Aubameyang, it's opened up for him here. Chance to make it 3-1. Shot straight at Petr.
That's a real waste there. It should have been another goal there, a third goal for Terrible Tank. It was a really poor finish in the end by the centre forward with a goal at his mercy, but he's got another chance here through Lacazette. Good challenge in the end coming in from Mkhitaryan, tracking back on this near touchline.
Sent long by Lensoi, picked up by Aubameyang for Lensoi's Arsenal, with 25 minutes of the 90 left to play, and it's still very, very tough to call. Lensoi will feel that they've had enough of the ball to probably be back on level terms. Maitland-Niles early into El Neni, gets it back now, does Maitland-Niles. He's set Mkhitaryan away. Aubameyang and Lacazette are in the centre. It's still Mkhitaryan, and now Iwobi just runs straight into El Neni when he had options in the box.
Yeah, it's chalk and cheese. He had a lovely outside of the right boot pass down the line, but then on the second chance to really create something, it was poor. And now there's a chance down the other end for a almost a great chance for Aubameyang, but the offside flag was raised. It wouldn't have counted, and Petr made the save anyway.
So it's a big closing stage for both teams, and both are going to make some tactical switches here, which is interesting, because you'd say at the moment that he should be fairly happy with how things are going.
Yeah, but he needs to respond to what Lensoi is doing as well, because obviously if he's throwing numbers forwards, then Terrible Tank needs to respond. Otherwise, he could be outnumbered in those attacking areas for Lensoi, using all the ounce of experience from playing for Neo Esports, of course, and being part of the championship winning team in France 2016. His hobbies: watching series, cinema and theatre, so he's definitely into the performance, and we see that in his wild celebrations when he scores goals, don't we?
Absolutely. So some substitutions and tactical tweaks have been made by both players there as we go into the final 20 PES minutes of action. This second semi-final at the moment. Neo Terrible Tank is going to be playing Alex Aguathil in the showpiece event in the 1v1s, but he might be able to make the margin a bit more comfortable here. Free kick in a good area. It's taken short and flicked goalwards, and in!
We've got it. We have got it. We've seen the chip tried and failed on numerous occasions, and this time, on this stage, Neo Terrible Tank with a stunning, audacious finish into the far left corner.
Well, we saw him keep his cool early on when he played the square pass when the shot was on, and that takes it to a whole nother level. Played the free kick short. Welbeck was involved. Nekatia was then in possession, and he decided to go for the little dinked finish, and that was the end result. Petr absolutely rooted, and surely now it's going to be Neo Terrible Tank who makes his way into the final.
I could watch that goal all afternoon, and it wouldn't be surprised if we do see that in many of the highlight reels for years to come from the Pesleague, because that was truly something special, and what a time to get it as well in a semi-final.
Yep, crunch time, and keeping his cool when the heat was on there. And it's been a very professional performance from him, and it's a mouth-watering final matchup that we have in store as well. The 1v1s final coming up very shortly after the conclusion of this semi, and then a little later on this afternoon we have the co-op semis and final. So there's still some huge matches left to come, and very difficult to call who might go all the way. He needs a big response from his players now after shipping that third goal that has left them needing to find two in the latter stages. But we saw Etorito was 3-1 down and rallied well, and it was a grandstand finish in the end. So he still has 18 minutes left to make a difference.
Yeah, he needs to throw caution to the wind, though. He's been a bit cagey in this second half after a promising end to the first. That sucker punch goal from Terrible Tank on 45 minutes +2 has really sent shockwaves through the fairly inexperienced player here. And he needs to show something truly special now to get himself through to the final.
Bellerin sends it forwards. Here is Hector Bellerin again, early in towards Mesut Ozil, doesn't quite reach him. Smashed away by Neo Terrible Tank, leading by 3-1. Just needs to box a bit clever now. Bit of possession wouldn't do him the worst harm in the world. Flicked in towards Aubameyang now. He might just take it down to the corner. Won't be able to do that because he's been dispossessed well by Hector Bellerin, but it will be a throw to Neo Terrible Tank's Arsenal. And we hit the final 10-minute mark. Going to need to do something bold soon. Is Lensoi comfortable at the moment for his compatriot Neo Terrible Tank, although that's given away loosely just inside the opponent's half. Picked up by Maitland-Niles. Welbeck back to Maitland-Niles, trying to feed it back. Maitland-Niles gets the luck of the bounce though, and check with the save to just palm it away. Well,
yeah, he's seen Petr Cech off his line a few times this afternoon. One time it's come off on that occasion, just not quite, but you've got to love the confidence of the man. 5 minutes remaining here for Lensoi, because otherwise he is crashing out at the semi-final stage, and it would be, you know, really unfortunate for the man, because that would be the chance to qualify, of course, to the regional finals in May. Both players who finish in the final will be there. Chewing gum, earphones in. Has he got that one little bit of special quality to get this goal to make this a game?
Well, cool as you like for him at the moment. He's into the final minute of stoppage time. It'll take a miracle to turn this one around. There's a free kick for Lensoi's side, but they need 2 goals and they're out of time already.
Cynical but professional there from Terrible Tank. He knew exactly what he was doing, just to kill a few seconds, and he's got the ball back, and surely he is heading into the final.
Indeed he is. It's all over. Neo Terrible Tank wins this one by 3-1. He's scored the opening goal, which was quickly cancelled out by Lensoi, but then that goal on the stroke of half-time, and then the fabulous finish in the second half when he flighted one over the top of Petr Cech's head has seen him emerge victorious by 3-1, and he is into the final against Alex Aguathil.
Yep, both semi-finals pretty much decided on the stroke of half-time. 2 late goals in both games, really giving them the impetus. First, obviously, Alex, and then Neo Terrible Tank. What a final in prospect for these 2 players, Spain versus France. And what's interesting about Neo Terrible Tank is the fact that not only has he won from being behind, he's now led and gone through as well in this game. So he's got it all to his game, but can he compete with the man who is writing all the form books today in Alex Aguathil?